Part 2.
What in the hell do you think you're doing?
Committing suicide.
Well, you gotta drink seawater if you're gonna throw up all that shit you've been taking.
Are you crazy?
So, cut to actually probably my favorite scene. Melanie, after delivering that sick burn with the gun and the whole thing, we just see her. She's on the beach. She's got all dressed up. She's kind of dressed to the nines. She's got like this almost, Golden Girls-esque, like a stylish librarian's outfit on. And she's sitting on the beach, on a blanket, and spread in front of her is a bunch of prescription pill bottles and a flask. And I said, she came to the beach to party. She's here to party. She's got a bunch of pills. She got some booze. She's about to party. Jeep Bro, who we have no name for, luckily had some clothes in his Jeep, because he gets in there and you see him pulling his shirt on. He somehow tracks her to the beach. Who knows how, but he pulls up to the beach, sees her on the beach. She has eaten a bunch of pills and is chugging booze. He runs up and kicks all the pills and like moves them around with his feet like he's smothering a out of control campfire. It's such a weird move. And he goes, "What the hell are you doing? What the hell you think you're doing?" And she goes, "Committing suicide." And he goes, "Well, now you have to drink." I thought this was so funny. "Now you have to drink some seawater. Get all that shit out of your system. Puke it all up." And he's like, she goes, "Are you crazy?" Which is like, no, you're both fucking crazy. But it's such an exchange. And the way he's delivering lines, the only way I can describe it, it sounds like Matt Stone or Trey Parker are doing his voice for him. Like,
sure, yeah.
It sounds like it's like, "What the hell are you doing?" It's just, I could listen to him deliver lines all day. It's so bizarre. It's such a weird choice. And then he proceeds to just body her in the ocean. just pummeling her. It looks like if somebody walked by on the beach, you would just assume he was drowning.
Yeah, you're like, "Hey,
He's
stop
got her
drowning that woman, dude."
She's on all fours in the surf. He has got her by the back of her head, by her hair, shoving her head underwater, pulling it out, shoving it back under. And then he drags her up on the beach and just, for some reason, puts her in like a Olympic wrestling starting position and just she's barfing up the seawater. And it's just this one extended scene of this like crazy, there's just crazy fucking music playing with like a saxophone, and he's just thrashing her and dunking her under the water and throws her up on the beach. Like, this poor woman, like throughout this movie, the actor that plays Melanie, Tara Buckman, she's just like getting put through the fucking ringer in this movie.
Yeah.
But it's such a wild scene from the bathroom and the "I'm getting molested in the little boy's room" to her bodying him, just whooping her ass in the ocean, and her like on the beach with the pills. This whole thing is like 90 seconds. It's fucking crazy.
It is brutal. And like all the things this actress puts herself through in this movie is like, it's, because she's doing nudity, and then she does some pretty, like, I would say they would be rough, and it's like, they don't do the full kind of like rape, but there is like a lot of allusions to rape.
There's definitely a lot of sexual assault scenes.
Yeah. And then this of like drowning herself, and then like she's like putting her fingers down her throat to throw up. Doing all this for this film, but this film sucks, and she's not she's not good as an actress either.
No.
Like,
I mean, her facial, her mannerisms, her expressions and stuff are all really off and bad. I mean, this sequence, I guess, is probably the best, but I feel like it's because she's going through it. She's getting tossed around in the waves. I feel like she's just reacting to the like ordeal that's happening to her. It's like you feel for her, but again, it's like she's not good at acting, but she's fucking going for it. You know what I mean? So you got to respect that, I guess.
You also have to wonder, like, maybe it's just, I mean, for the most part, like we said, her career was mostly just, TV spots. And she was on like a soap opera for a bit. So like she's not a terrible actress, but like, she never hit anything super big. And then you also just have to wonder how much of this is fucking Claudio in the way that like he just doesn't know how to direct, period.
Of course he doesn't.
So,
he has no fucking idea. I mean, his entire filmography would vouch for the fact that he has no fucking idea what he's doing.
Yeah.
And she's just reverting back to what she knows, which is soap opera acting.
Right. Yeah.
That is what she's doing.
Yeah. She's doing soap opera.
Straight telenovela soap opera shit where she's just like overacting to the back of the freaking auditorium because that's how you act in soap operas.
And he's probably telling her bigger.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So cut to the greaser X is at a bar and he's trying to pick up what I can only describe as a female Forrest Gump. she's just like 65 IQ, like barfly. And she is essentially like, please murder me. And I'm not trying to victim blame. Like, she kind of says that. She's like, I know this is a bad idea and you seem dangerous, but fuck it. Let's roll the dice. My mom said not to do this and fuck my mom or something. Like, that's kind of the gist of what she says.
She has a death wish.
Yeah. She all but says it. She's like, yeah, my mom said, I'm going to get murdered by doing this, but fuck that, my mom's a bitch. Like, that's kind of what she says. So cut back to Melanie. She wakes up after her beach party and she's just tragically hungover and she doesn't know where she is. And she's just like, she's going through it. Cut back to this like art studio. And we pan past the mask, the killer's mask and gloves are there in the art studio. And we go to the door opens, Forrest Gump and the greaser, which they're still obstructing his face, so we can't see his face. They walk into the studio and he, they start chatting. He's talking real gruff. He immediately puts on the mask and gloves, which we know give him super strength. And they're doing this little Red Riding Hood sexy role playing thing. And he's like being obviously super creepy, talking in his weird voice, wearing his mask. And she's like kind of into it. And then she's almost too into it. It's weirding him out. But then when she stops being into it, he gets mad.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite line delivery.
The line,
yeah. Because he's sitting on like this stool, in his dress, and like she's futzing with his art projects or whatever. And she comes over and he's like, "Do you know the tale of Little Red Riding Hood?" And she just like in one monotone, she just goes,
"Sure. I get it."
And it is just the fucking, just the least emotion, the least understanding of anything, the least trying to convey like horniness or anything. She's just like, "Sure, I get it."
Yeah. It's like she's taken like 40 Klonopin. Like, that is why she is, I kept thinking to her, she's delivering lines like she's doing a bad Forrest Gump impression.
She,
sans the Southern accent.
yeah, she is like the worst actress in this entire film.
Oh my God. You could tell she had never acted a day in her life and never did again after this. But it makes for such an enjoyable scene because then they're doing the Little Red Riding Hood role play and she's like, what? Great line. Why, grandmother, she reaches down, kind of like grabbing his crotch. And she goes, why, grandmother, what a big schlong you have. Which schlong is like, no one says schlong anymore.
No.
And it's a shame. No one. I blurted out laughing because I was like, just the shock of hearing the word schlong. Like, I haven't heard schlong in like 15 years.
Yeah.
I was dying.
It was definitely a purely like 90s popularity. The schlong had a 90s, longevity because I remember hearing it all the time back then. But yeah, when she's just when she's just grabbing on it and then she's just like, give me that schlong. And it's like, that is the most like dipshit barfly thing you could like. That's a good line.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the character's great. The performance is dog shit. But he then like spins her around, starts choking her with his gloves, crazy gloves. And then cut to, and again, this, like, I felt for this actress at this point because cut to, he is drowning her in like a little vat of, I don't know what it is. I have no like art experience like this, but here's what I think it is. It looks like a little kind of like heated vat that you keep glue in so it won't harden if you're doing like paper mache. That's what I assumed it was.
I think
just imagine
it's
little
paraffin wax is what it is.
Oh, okay. Paraffin wax. Yes, but it's like a little heated vessel that is keeping the wax liquid, basically. But he is dunking her face like you would give somebody a swirly, but dunking her like in the glue, or wax maybe, and then just pulls off the signature move, the Stone Cold Stunner of the movie, which is of course punch through her entire torso. And we should say every time you see the punch through the chest out the back, it seems to be the same clip. They're just reusing.
Yeah, well, it's at least the same torso. Like it's the same torso that they just throw the whatever the throw the clothes of the actress on. But it's the same effect, same framing every time. Like they must have filmed all of those just back to back to back.
Yeah, it looks exactly the same, but I actually didn't even notice the clothes change. But yeah, it looks that similar. So he does that to her. So he's now killed this barfly. And he has a mask similar to his now on her face. She's laid out on like this table and he has covered her entirely in the wax. And the implication here is that he has made his own sex doll out of her, because he mentions like he's gonna make love to her like whenever, kind of thing. And he's like, now we will make love, Little Red Riding Hood. And it's just something about him saying things like make love and talking about like being like weirdly complimentary to the women he's killing makes it even weirder. Not scary, just fucking weird.
Yeah, it's fucking weird because he's making out with he
then extended make-out scene with this assumed dead body
wearing the mask while he's wearing the mask.
Wearing the mask too. Like, he's wearing
They're both wearing the mask. She has the right hand of the monster arm, and now he's wearing the left hand of the monster arm.
Yeah, they only have one set of the hands.
And it's just like it's so weird because you just can't nail down what this fucking dude's problem is. Like it's obvious. It's obvious he hates women. That's for sure.
That should be the sub. Yes, he hates women. This should be the subtitle of the movie. It should be called Night Killer : only comes in the daytime, what the fuck is this guy's problem?
Yeah. That's actually like a really good title for like, you know how they've been doing like genre mashup of like, you know, Happy Death Day is like a time travel, you know, slasher. And, you know, we have other kinds of comedy slashers like that, like Hard Eyes is a rom-com slasher. They have to do like a straight up like stoner comedy. And it's just called Dude, What's Your Fucking Problem?
Oh man, listen, the TM, we're making it. Yeah, dude, what's your fucking problem? I love that. Back to Melanie and the Jeep Bro, which we don't have his name. I'm just gonna call him Jeep Bro. She's woke up in his apartment, disoriented, hungover, wearing his shirt, and he shows up with KFC.
Hell yeah, dude.
And again, one of the most bizarre directorial decisions, and then also the line delivery is equally baffling. He has KFC in a box of KFC, and he walks in and not like, oh, you're woken up. Oh, I brought you back here after I saved your life. Nothing. He just goes, fried chicken and French fries. And like the way he delivers the line is so fucking wild. It's like he's taunting her, but he just wakes up and she sees him and she's like clearly like scared of that it's him and he's back. And he just goes, fried chicken and French fries. And then he sits down in the bed. He's eating French fries in like a taunting way, like almost like if you if you hadn't seen any of this movie, you had no context, you would assume she's starving and he's taunting her with the food, which is clearly not what's happening, but that's how he's acting. And then he has got bag with all of her pill bottles that he had, of course, salvaged after he fucking rampaged on the beach. And he goes, Valium, a syringe, a gun, barbiturates. It's just the way he's like listing and just like the inflection on these lines are crazy. And he just slaps the pills with his saucy little flick of the wrist. And the acting decisions are crazy. He's like, barbiturates, and then you think he's going to do some big rageful swipe of the hand, you know, violent. No, he just does this saucy little slap of the pill bottles. Yeah, it's so fucking strange.
This scene gets crazier. Like, this is the craziest scene I've seen in such a long time. Yeah, it gets so crazy because after he slaps the pills off the bed, she like climbs on the bed and gets in his face, and then she puts the gun up to his chin in a very awkward way of like she keeps trying to do it, and like his face must have been greasy as hell because it is shiny on camera and it
always is,
and the gun is sliding up off of his chin like multiple times until she gets it like put under there, and she's like threatening to shoot him. And then she's like, no, I'm going to kill myself. And she puts the gun to her head, and he brings up a chicken thigh and just starts eating it in her face as she's threatening to kill herself. And I just wrote, well, there's no way KFC signed off on this.
No. They were not sponsors. Yeah. She kind of pulls a Dr. Willow and just gets right in his face. But then, he thinks it's sexy. But then she puts the gun to his throat, or like under his chin. And then he puts it to her head, and they have what I can only describe as a scowl off. They just scowl at each other for like 10 straight seconds. And he, he's like, again, she's threatening to kill herself. And he's basically saying, like, taunting her that she doesn't have the balls to shoot herself. And he's like, nothing does it to me like fried chicken. While all this is happening. And then he's like, you don't have you don't have what it takes to kill yourself. And she somehow gets offended and is like, oh yeah, well, I was doing pretty good by the sea until you showed up and fucked it up. and then he basically is like, well, then I'll do it, and he puts the gun in her mouth, and she, has a change of heart, I guess, and like, no, I don't want to die. And then he dry fires it into her mouth.
It's
really
crazy.
It's such an insane scene.
Yeah.
This movie is, I actually don't understand how this isn't a bigger, because I kind of know, because it's very uncomfortable and very like sexual assault, rape charged. The whole fucking thing is just absolutely grimy and fucking greasy, literally and figuratively. But I just feel like this is a movie that like you would think has like a fucking, Vinegar Syndrome or Arrow video release and would have more of a cult following. But like, I couldn't believe I hadn't seen this movie with how many batshit line delivers there are.
It has all the hallmarks of like Troll 2 as far as like line delivery and acting and insane choices. But it lacks the general audience nature of it, because like Troll 2 does have that appeal to children. Like children will watch it and go, what the fuck am I watching? That, like it was a film that tricked kids, and it was a film that like just kind of got around more. But this still has the same same charm as Troll 2, but all the rape is just like all the rape stuff.
It's sleazy. Yeah, it's so sleazy.
And there's another line that we missed, but it's when he calls her bluff and picks up the gun and puts it. He puts it in her mouth.
Come on, it's as easy as eating a drumstick.
And it's just like, again, KFC is not on board with this product placement.
They're mad. And then he dry fires into her mouth, and he's like, I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to do it right off the bat. I'm going to do it when you least expect it, which is like such a shitty Big Brother thing to do, of like I gave you a Charlie horse, now you owe me one, but I'm going to do it when you least expect it, just to make it more impactful. So he's, this is the thing too. At this point, you're like, who the fuck is this guy? Right? He's just happens to be driving near her, and then while he's drinking and driving, and then that's how we got involved here. So you're like, who the fuck is this guy? So none of this makes any sense. So she's like his captive now, I guess, in his apartment, and they're both just acting back and forth at each other. Cut to, I just called it the Carnegie Science Center because I have no idea what this fucking place of business is. But this, I there's no else to describe her. It's just a sexy scientist. And she's being stalked by, our masked killer. And she gets, like, you could clearly see like they messed up the cut, which there's so many continuity errors in this movie. It's insane. But like, there's one where, she hears a noise and she's a little bit concerned, and then she gets very emotional, but she hasn't even seen him yet. And then she sees him in the next scene. That's a small one compared to the one that's about to happen. But we get a pretty grimy scene of him assaulting her. Again, the Italians do not do subtlety when it comes to slashers and, any of the sexual assault stuff. The science lady, she does get away, but quickly becomes tired, I guess. I don't know. It's almost like she was shot with a tranquilizer. Yeah. She like slows way down. And there are 3 consecutive scenes, like shots, that happen in quick succession where her glasses are on, then they're spontaneously off, and then they just come back again in the next scene. Like, again, there's like 50 continuity errors in this movie. And I just put glasses spontaneously appearing and reappearing. that is stressful. So I understand why you're so upset.
Glasses on, glasses off.
It's just like literally happens like quick succession. She does get the nightmare Fetty fist of fury through her chest.
Freddy-O.
Yeah, so she dead. And again, he is just a guy in a mask. We've established that, but he can punch through chests. And keeps doing it over and over. It's not a fluke. It's happened 1, 2, 3, 4 times, I think, at this point already. The Jeep bro is seeming to have like a real breakdown. Things are starting to go south with him. He is getting like hyper emotional and like almost like he's gonna cry, but then he gets real horny, and there's just, again, he's got this weird Mac tonight face. It's so bizarre. They interview, they're taking the body of the sexy scientist woman out in a body bag, and they interview the security guard who knew her, and he's like, the maniac cut her into pieces and fed her to the fish. And I'm like, what fucking fish are you talking about, dude? We didn't see any fish.
Yeah, we did.
What is this place?
Yeah, we saw fish.
We saw fish?
Yeah, man. When she's running down the hallway.
Oh, yes, we did see. You're right.
Yeah.
We did see fish there. I'm thinking of when she first walks through and there's this big, like it's like demonstration that's showing like how like tide waters work or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, when she first, like, I imagine it's some sort of Virginia Beach visiting center. And slash
aquarium type of thing.
Yeah, because when she's walking through, you're right, it does look like the science center. But then when she's running away, it's a big long glass hallway, and it's a fish hallway. There's
You're right. It's a fish hall. I forgot about that. But we get back. We go back to Jeep Guy's apartment, and he has tied her to the bed. Because he had said at one point, like, I'm going to go blow off some steam or whatever. I don't know. But he ties her to the bed. She's not having it. She's upset. And he is trying to get her to do these like weird submission games where he's like, say pretty please, now untie you. And she's like, so they're having this like power struggle back and forth. And she finally just goes, fuck you. And he goes, no cussing, and slaps her. And then there's this, and then she cusses at him again, calls him a son of a bitch or whatever. And he's like, I said not to cuss. He slaps her again. And he's like on top of her. They're face to face. There's this long, uncomfortable shot of him like kissing her while she's tied up, and her like resisting and then giving into it. It's real uncomfortable. Meanwhile, the detective that we met earlier has still done absolutely jack all shit and seems like pretty nonchalant about the whole thing too. Like, they were kind of protecting her, and then she just left, and people are like, where did she go? And he's like, it's a fucking free country. I don't know where she's at.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah. And then Dr. Willow is being interviewed on TV, live on television, and he explains how Melanie tried to kill herself. Not cool to say on the doctor patient confidentiality or whatever.
Just airing out her business.
What are you fucking doing? Yeah, he explains she tried to kill herself, and he also felt the need to explain just what a tremendous volume of semen was inside of her. It feels so unnecessary. Like, again, this is that Italian, like, we're going to lean into the sexual assault stuff so hard. Like, he says something like an unbelievable amount of seminal fluid. Like, he's saying this on the news.
Yeah.
And you're just like, dude, what are you fucking saying? What are you saying in this movie? And also in the context of your character, what the fuck are you saying? But it's gratuitous. But he also, almost as gratuitous, is his overuse of the word paradoxically. Like, he says it like 4 times. And I don't think any of the things are actually a paradox, really.
No.
I think they're just maybe you could say like coincidentally, like, but they're not paradoxical.
Yeah. Stick to the brain shit, Willow. You're not a fucking quantum physicist.
Yeah. So then Jeep guy comes back again, and Melanie has gotten all dolled up, and she's got this makeup on, and she's like, she's exhibiting all these like, well, first of all, we just see her with putting the makeup on, and also she's playing with the gun, and he's like out drinking. He's just like bought a bottle and he's like drinking it in an alley, and like she shoots the mirror in his room, and he's obviously not there to hear it, but he like drops the booze bottle. Like, it's almost like there's some like telepathic connection there. I don't know. It's never explained, but he gets back, and, you know, she's like, you know, I got all dolled up for you, whatever. And the neighbor, and then they're like arguing, fighting over the gun, I think. And we don't know who this guy is. It turns out he's like I don't know if he's like the building super, or he like works at the front desk or something, but he's like the manager of the building or whatever.
Yeah,
he's just this little fucking dorky guy.
So this is a hotel, actually, and like
that's right.
We
do see the exterior at some point.
He's the hotel manager. So like he thinks he's rented out this room to like just this gross couple that has like weird sex games going on at all hours of the night. But like, he is like this weird little worm that just, you know, lets this shit go on because it's Virginia Beach, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Don't worry. What happens in Virginia Beach stays in Virginia Beach. Yeah, you're right. I forgot it was a hotel. We see the exterior later, but he comes to the door, you know, because he heard a gunshot. And he's like, did I hear a gunshot or whatever? And Jeep guy's like, you didn't hear anything, bro. And just gives him $1.
$1.
Puts it in, and he puts it in his glasses, like between his face and his glasses. Such a disrespectful thing. Anyway, now Melanie is starting to like display some kind of like Stockholm syndrome type of symptoms. She's got all made up. She seems excited that he's going to kill her too. He's like, do you know who I am? And she's very disoriented and acting very strange. And she's like, yeah, you're the guy who's going to kill me. And then again, stares right down the barrel of the camera as they zoom in on her face.
Which I have to mention, her makeup is from the episode of The Simpsons when Homer builds the makeup gun and shoots Marge, and it's set to horror. Her face is set to horror.
Women will like what I tell them to like. That's one of my favorite lines. Homer, do you think women are going to want to get shot in the face? Women will like what I tell them to like. Yes, it is just the makeup is over the top the entire movie. She is a very like, you know, she's got that very like classic kind of model, like very sharp, distinct jawline, high cheekbones kind of face, you know, very like big pouty lips. She just kind of looks like a model of the era, and the makeup puts it so over the top. So yeah, they lean into that. They lean into that pretty hard. The detective is having a talk with Dr. Willow and blames his whole TV appearance on Melanie being taken, which is like, I mean, the TV appearance, big mistake for a variety of reasons, but I don't think that really caused that.
No,
right?
No, because they're never watching TV, Melanie and you know, DUI bro. So like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why he assumes that, but there's this conflict now between the detective and the doctor. So Sherman, cut to Sherman, which we haven't seen in a while, and Sherman is sitting in his living room with Melanie's daughter Clarissa on the, you know, they're just sitting there on the couch, and they see the doctor on the news talk and basically talking to the killer because the detective is like, you have to go back on TV and basically give the killer like an ultimatum. And it's like, I feel like that should be coming. That's official police business, but they have Dr. Willow do that. And they release a sketch of Melanie, which is like, she's not the killer. She's missing. I feel like you could probably find a photo of her, but they release a sketch of her for some reason that is photorealistic. So leads me to believe that they did have a photo and they decided to have someone do a photorealistic sketch instead of just printing the photo, which I'm not sure the rationale there.
Just a really shitty dot matrix printout or something.
Maybe. So they released a sketch of Melanie in the paper, and the hotel manager guy recognizes her right away, calls the cops. The detective shows up. He's the first one on the scene. Spoiler alert, he's the only one who shows up on the scene because they're not hiring a bunch more actors to play cops. And they're certainly not renting cop cars. So he shows up and he's like, all right, where's it at? Blah, blah, blah. And the hotel manager guy's like, it's just you to take on this crazy. He's like, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. Just give me the fucking key. Also, the detective has really tremendous use of the word fuck. He says it a lot and really in impactful ways. I love it. At one point, the guy goes, like, he's about to give him the key to the room. And he like pulls it back. He's like, wait, isn't there supposed to be a reward? And the detective goes, you want a reward? I'll give you 10 seconds. Get the fuck out of here. I'm going to rearrange your fucking rat face of yours. And he just spits it out with just such conviction. I loved it. The cop goes, and in the least cop action ever, he goes up, unlocks the door, opens it a crack, then kicks it open, which I thought was funny. And then he's got his gun. He is promptly pistol whipped by the Jeep bro, just bashed in the back of the head.
Promptly pistol whipped, but he executes some of the worst gun discipline since Plan 9, because he kicks the door open, enters the room with both fingers, like both index fingers on the trigger.
That's such a little kid thing to do. Like if you gave a little kid a toy gun, that's how they would hold it. Like they would they would interlock their fingers and put both index fingers into the trigger, like inside the trigger guard.
Yeah, he does that. Then once discovering that the room is empty, he kind of puts his hands down, but then brings his gun hand back up and scratches his temple with the gun. Just like Plan 9. It's just like, holy fuck, dude. I honestly
was like, is that a Plan 9 reference? Like that might be, because how else are you scratching your head with the gun? Like that is such a specific Plan 9 thing. I mean, I know it's become a trope, since then. You'll see, dumb, Barney Fife types doing that. But anyway, gets promptly pistol whipped. Simultaneously, we see Sherman and his wife Annie, and Sherman is going out with a gun, and he's like, they're not doing anything. I got to go get this maniac, and I'm going to shoot him right between the eyes, blah, blah, blah. Annie, not pleased. So it starts out this very normal scene. Not normal, but like, you understand the motivation. You understand what's happening. Sherman, who we know he's up to no good from before, but like, if we aren't to know that, then Sherman is deciding he's going to go out and take the law into his own hands. He's going out with the gun. Annie does not want him to do that. Obviously, dangerous, poor decision. So she's pleading with him. This all makes sense. And they're having like this melodrama act off, which is every scene in this movie. But then Annie starts referring to Clarissa as their daughter, which is concerning because she's never suggested anything like that before. Then she starts victim blaming Melanie, about how she's a whore and she's fucked every guy in town and she basically deserves it. And then she starts accusing Sherman of like ogling Melanie, which is probably valid, but like they're making Annie out to be like crazy at this point. But why does she call Clarissa her daughter? So are we meant to believe she is a little bit kind of crazy? I don't know. It's a confusing scene. So then Clarissa comes in and is like, I want my mommy. And she's like, Annie's kind of like, well, you know, kind of suggests that like she isn't. She's like, you're not my mommy. And then Annie just kind of turns to the camera and just does kind of like a kids kind of smile.
Yeah.
It's so fucking weird. It
What
just
are you gonna do?
Make sense. Jeep Bro decides he's going to skip town with Melanie. He has put her in a disguise, which is basically like a kind of a puffy coat, sunglasses, and the largest, floppiest beret you've ever seen in your life. He calls the cops and the doc from a payphone. And the conversation makes no sense. And then even knowing the ending also makes no sense. And he's like, this time the ball, this is a great example of the weird line delivery and why Jeep Bro, like he'll just say wrong things and they'll keep it in. He goes, this time the ball's in my Kurt. And he says Kurt. I mean, very clearly says Kurt. And you're like, why did you keep that in? Or why did you say it like that? Or both, you know?
Yeah. Did you not have another take? What the fuck?
Yeah. This time the ball's in my Kurt. And the detective goes, listen, motherfucker. And just says something about like, you know, you got to stop this or whatever. And Jeep Guy says, you neck her? And I said, what the fuck does that mean? And I said, I must have misheard that. And then I rewound it and turned on the subtitles and it still said, you neck her? N-E-C-K. What the fuck does that mean? What was that line? I was just so confused by that exchange. And then even later, when you know, understand more about who Jeep Guy is, it still makes no fucking sense.
No.
So Melanie sees her face on a newsstand, you know, on a paper on the newsstand, and runs away while he's in the payphone talking to the cops and the doctor. In another really fucking funny scene I love, they cut back to the police station after he hangs up, and they had tried to trace the call. And he looks over to just random cop number 2 and goes, did you get it? And he goes, I didn't get it. Conversation was too short. Really weird stunted line delivery. And then the cop just goes, fuck. He just blurts out, fuck.
It's another one of those Garth Marenghi type deals because they cut back to it's a wide 3 shot of it's the detective, it's Dr. Willow, and it's, you know, a guy kind of listening on the cop technology, whatever, you know, listening in on the phone call. And they push in deep onto, you know, the detective's face, and he takes his glasses down, and then he goes, fuck.
Just blurts it out.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. It's not just like a quick cut, fuck, and then cut away. It like they really set him up for it.
Yeah. They tighten up and look right at him and he, fuck. All right. So Melanie's running down the sidewalk. It's Christmas time, we mentioned. So there's Christmas decorations everywhere. It's kind of like, I don't know. All of a sudden it felt like it was Christmas time, but she's running down the sidewalk with her giant floppy black beret. I mean, fucking enormous beret. It's like such an insane decision to put this on her head. And the Jeep bro is chasing her, running behind her. Sherman is just driving slowly down the main street of the town with his head out the window with just this crazy sax music blasting. Sherman sees Melanie, coincidentally, gets out, just abducts her in the middle of the street, puts her in the car, and as he's pulling away, we see Jeep Bro run around the corner on foot, comes up behind her, and is just like, no! Just this insane no delivery with the craziest eyes. Like this, whatever's Hooten, whatever the fuck this actor's name is. I don't know if he is like this and this is what he looks like, but he does a really good job of just looking fucking insane. Like you can see the entire whites of his eyes, like around his pupil the entire time. He just looks fucking insane at every turn.
Yeah, he doesn't look like that in like other media that like you can just look at his, photos on IMDb. He doesn't look like that all the time. Yeah. But in this film, and I don't know if you ever saw it. You ever see the Whitest Kids You Know sketch, Wider and Louder, where they're filming a movie and the director keeps giving them the note, do it wider and louder. And so it's like they keep opening their mouths wider and yelling.
Yeah. It rings a bell. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the same note. Claudio just kept telling him wider, but instead of opening his mouth wider, he was opening his eyes wider.
Yeah. He just looked so fucking insane.
Wider and louder. Oh, here's a weird little dumb thing. Dr. Hooten or Peter Hooten played Doctor Strange in an early 1970s pilot for like a comic book TV show.
Wow.
Yeah. So
he might have been all right at that. He has a very similar facial structure to what's his fucking name?
Benedict Cumberbatch. Doesn't he look like they could be related almost? Yeah, I mean they're not
horse
off.
face, pointy chin and nose, fucking Mac tonight looking face. So Sherman takes Melanie not back to his house, back to her house, for some reason, and leaves her there. Right? That's suspicious. She's all disoriented. Sherman tells her lock herself in, which is again in that early scene is what happened. And he's going to go call the police and go get her daughter. She sees this guy go over to the phone booth again. And then she gets a call and it's the killer calling her back, doing the voice, the whole thing. She locks herself in the room. Phone rings again. Cricket chirping, weird phone still. And Melanie realizes he's already in the house, just like he was the first time. She is correct in assuming that. He pulls the mask off, and we see her, not him yet. And she's like, "Now I remember who you are." And it is in fact Sherman the whole time. The thing that we knew is that Sherman was obviously involved in this, and Sherman is the masked killer. We, spoiler alert, do not get any explanation to his super strength. We have never seen Sherman do anything else that would suggest why he has the ability to punch entirely through a torso 4 times, 5 times.
Yeah.
And so, we never get any explanation. So just know that that line never gets tied up.
You'll forever be just wondering. I didn't find any like definitive answer to this, but maybe I don't know. But are all the other murders the extra stuff that Bruno filmed? because it does, like, they don't make any sense. Like, why was he killing the other women is the other question. Like, again, part of what is your fucking problem, dude? Because why did he kill the other women if his whole thing is like he's like sexually obsessed with Melanie and like you know, is, you know, just hounding her, and like I can see how this would be a very small psychological film if it was just about how Sherman, their neighbor, you know,
becomes obsessed and
becomes obsessed and assaults Melanie, and then, you know, they do this fucking crazy plan to you know, like, jog her memory. It sounds almost like a fucking not Hallmark, but what's the other channel?
Like a Hallmark movies and mysteries type of thing or something.
What, I'm not thinking of Hallmark though, but like what was the channel? Like Designing Women was on it. What the fuck is the name of that channel? Because they did it all the time. The movie of the week. Oh my god, why can't I remember that? That's a very 90s thing though.
I don't know. I can't think of it. We'll think of it. I can't. It was on the tip of my tongue. Now it's driving me crazy. I got to move on. So here's the thing is, I think they just shot those couple of quote unquote gore scenes, primarily the punch through the chest and
Lifetime Network.
Lifetime Network channel. Yeah, it's a very Lifetime melodrama, kind of trashy TV melodrama kind of thing. And I think that's what it was originally meant to be. And in the interview with the director that I saw, he even said, like, I was trying to make a, you know, what do you say? A psychological thriller. And the producers said, no, we need more slasher elements. So they hired someone to come in, do a couple of gore effects, and they just plastered them in there.
Yeah.
But the gore effects could have just been like slashing of a throat, cut, you know, something like that. But instead, the person who was doing the gore effects clearly didn't have any knowledge of the story, or was told by somebody who didn't really give a shit whether or not it jived with the story, to do a punch through the chest. Or maybe he said, hey, I got a couple tricks in my bag. One of them is you could punch the whole way through the person. And they were like, oh, yeah. I think people will like that. Do that. And then the director was probably like, well, why is he that super strong? And they were like, well, we want to make him kind of like Freddy Krueger. And they were like, yeah, but he's just a regular guy. Well, that's all right. Fuck it. Just put it in there.
Yeah. Well, and that's the split, because like Claudio was trying to make that psychological thing, but Bruno is doing the other. Bruno was the one that was given the directing role for this, like, added stuff, all the stuff that makes it gorier. And like, I supposedly in the IMDb trivia, this like ended their friendship for a little bit. But yeah, he goes, I mean,
honestly, the world's better if they're not friends.
Yeah, who cares? But so like he probably just remembered like something from all the zombie films they fucking made together, and then just do this crazy punch through the chest shit.
Yeah, it throws you off so much. It doesn't jive with anything else you see in the movie. And it's not just once. It's 4 or 5 fucking times. But he's at this point, he's in the mask. He's taunting her. He keeps saying, "You attract men like a bitch in heat," which is something Annie said to him earlier. Anyway, he then explains to us that Melanie gave him that scar. In a flashback scene, we see this on the night that he abducted her and assaulted her and raped her and intended to kill her. And it like, why are we seeing this now? You know what I mean? You've done the reveal. This could have been part of the reveal, but now you're just explaining it after the fact. We're all caught up. Sherman had this great plan that he was, after he had assaulted her, raped her, done all this stuff, he was going to convince her to commit suicide via harikari, basically. But she turned the knife on him, slashed his face, and then somehow either because he was disoriented from having his face slashed or but then he ended up falling down the stairs too, which we see, and then her kind of like lumbering after him, and he bails. So essentially she successfully fended him off before he could complete the job of killing her. We know Axel is her I don't know if I even heard the name Axel up to this point, but the greaser husband, the name is Axel. And he tried to set up Axel, I guess. Like Sherman was trying to set up Axel to make the fall. I don't know if that was the plan before she slashed him, but it was certainly the plan after she slashed him. I get the feeling it was the plan either way, but he was trying to set up Axel for her murder. And then even afterwards, he, was obviously trying to pin the whole thing on Axel. Sherman is about to shoot her, and she starts coming on to him, trying to manipulate him with her knowing he has this sexual obsession with her. They do some really weird, unpleasant to watch kissing. And then Melanie slowly reaches down and gets the switchblade out of his pocket and promptly stabs him in the dick. And his reaction is hilarious.
It's awesome.
Big reaction, as you might imagine. If you've seen anything, if you know anything about this actor who played Sherman, if you give him a stabbed in the dick scene, he's going for broke. And he does. It is just, he looks like he's going to break a fucking blood vessel in his head and die like of an aneurysm. He is just going for it. And it's so fun to watch.
His face turns into the fucking head from Zardoz.
Yeah. I mean, he's just going bonkers after getting stabbed in the dick. But she forgot he had a gun, so he still has the upper hand. Then, just as he's been dick stabbed, he's about to shoot her. Here comes Jeep guy, slow motion, crazy tuck, roll, jump, explodes through the front door. The door is like a glass kind of multi-pane glass front door. Throws himself through it in like a diving tuck roll situation, lands on the floor, comes up shooting, and just blasts Sherman in the torso about 100 times with a 6-shooter, all from the hip, all like cowboy style, quick draw style. Wild, right?
Yeah.
Then the Jeep guy and Melanie kind of like tentatively embrace, and then she starts calling him Axel, and we are now meant to make this grand realization that he's the husband. He is Jeep guy is Axel, aka the estranged husband who's been in the picture the whole time. However, I will say with 100% confidence that the times we saw Axel in the bar talking to her on the phone, Axel had greasy black hair. Jeep guy is blonde.
So I think that
very
was,
blonde, fair haired.
Yeah, but I think that was Sherman. Like but
she was talking to Axel.
She
was calling him Axel? Yeah.
Well, okay, but maybe it was just a case of her mistaking that it was Axel.
Why was Sherman hanging out in a biker bar getting hammered with leather on?
To pick up that 65 IQ? Because it's basically the same bar.
So. Yeah. But Axel is like, yeah, when she talked to him, she was talking to him. It was Axel.
But I mean,
So
we
you're
never
saying that Sherman was pretending to be Axel on the phone.
Yeah. Sherman was pretending. Like, I'm sure there was like weeks of this that we don't see, that he's like calling her up and like, I'm back at the bar. I'm gonna come see your tits later. And then
Sure.
hangs up on her.
Yeah, I guess I took it at face value and figured like she knows her husband's voice.
No, she's stupid.
I guess. Anyway, we cut to the detective and the doc talking to the press again. The doc explains to the press that this was all planned. Jeep guy is Mr. Beck, aka Axel, and he was a cop, and also he's getting a promotion for all of this. Why none of the interactions between Axel and the cop, or really anything Axel has done up to this point, makes any sense, knowing he was a cop the whole time?
Yeah.
Like, why was he drinking and driving when he first met her? Why was he slapping her around?
That's just Axel, baby.
Axel.
Yeah.
But like, why all of the sadistic things he did to her? Unnecessary.
Yeah.
This is slapping around, the putting a gun in her mouth. Like, none of this fucking makes sense as her loving husband.
Yeah, this is the craziest plan to jog somebody's memory. And like I said, I called it at the beginning because they had that fucking conversation between the detective and Willow, and he's like, well, we'd have that emergency plan. And I was like, oh, you're going to menace this woman. Is that what you're going to do? And then they do that. They do it with her husband. The only thing, and so like in retrospect, it makes a little bit of sense because he can keep control of her in a controlled environment in the hotel. He, like, when he puts the gun in her mouth, he knows it doesn't have bullets. So he's
but Trump, right? She is suffering from this trauma, memory loss, like trauma-induced memory loss. So the solution is way more trauma.
Yeah, no,
it's hands of her husband. First of all, why would he agree to do this? Even if they thought that inflicting way more trauma on her was the right prognosis and direction for treatment, why have an non-medical professional, like, why have her husband have to do it?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, no, it's the craziest plan, and it should not have worked. It should have just led to her like stabbing him at some point, trying to escape another abuser.
Yeah, I mean, at one point, and then Axel says like, so cut to Melanie, Axel, and Clarissa all just having a nice Christmas, laying in bed. Also, weren't they like estranged, and she didn't want to hear from him? And all this stuff, but now that's all in the past. Anyway,
now that he's assaulted and raped her and brought back her memory, it's all good, dude.
Oh my god, yeah. It just makes no fucking. It's just so fucking dumb. Clarissa goes to get her a present, which I neglected to mention earlier, but who fucking cares? Sherman, when they first came to pick her up, her and Anne, or it was just her, and then he went and put her in a car with Annie again. Then none of that was explained. He had brought her a gift and said, you can't open it till Christmas. It's just a big ass box. She goes down and opens up, or gets the present and brings it back up to her bedroom and is going to open the present from Sherman. Cut back to Axel and Melanie, and Axel's like, can you forgive me? And she's like, you did everything you did out of love. So obviously I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, how about the sexual torture and also making her like beg to be untied? I'd feel like that was not cool.
No.
Anyway, and slapping her multiple times, abusing her, like sexually assaulting. Just, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that works. I don't think you're forgiving anybody for that.
No.
Meanwhile, we keep cutting back to Clarissa slowly opening up the gift. Melanie's fine now, and also not worried about Clarissa at all. Axel's like, I'm really worried about how this is going to affect her. Melanie's like, kids are fine. She's not. She's so over this whole thing. Cut back to Clarissa, and she's looking in the mirror, and she's wearing the Nightmare Fetty mask and talking like him and saying things only Sherman would know to say. And that also doesn't make any sense because was Sherman the only thing I could guess, which is quite a stretch, but is that during the time that Clarissa was staying with Sherman and Annie, that Sherman had somehow indoctrinated Clarissa to his weird, masked, sexually obsessed with her mother mentality. I don't know what else we're meant to believe.
Yeah.
How would she know about the voice? How would she know about the things he said and called her? Like, he kept calling her Mrs.
Mrs. Beck.
Oh gosh, what's the last name? Mrs. Beck. Kept calling her Mrs. Beck, Mrs. Beck. She's like, says something into the mirror about Mrs. Beck. How would she know about that detail? Unless Sherman, like, told her about this or showed her this. I don't know.
Yeah. Are we to believe that, or are we to believe that now that Sherman's dead, but he died in their house, did he possess the mask?
Yeah.
Did his spirit...
Is this a Halloween 4 situation, but they're not actually blood related?
Yeah, right.
Know? I don't know. I do not know. I do not think there is an acceptable answer to any of those questions.
No.
Because as I said at the top of the show, this is absolute diarrhea.
It's crazy nonsense. Just to add one more, pointing out how shit doesn't make sense. So if Dr. Willow and the detective are in on the plan to use Axel, to jog her memory or whatever, when he makes the call and is doing the, I gave you all the clues, Mr. Detective, and he's taunting them, well, why are they on the other line trying to trace the call? Like, why?
Yeah. I mean, there was like 5 reasons why I just kind of summed it up as like none of the interaction with the cops makes any sense if he was in on it the whole time and it was their plan.
Right.
Like, they specifically said, the doc and the detective, this all was their plan. They approached Axel about this plan. And so when he calls and is doing the whole, the ball's in my court now and blah, 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 like, what are we talking about here?
Are they
not to mention, why would they care about tracing the call?
Yeah.
Like, if they needed to know where he was, he would have just told them, which he obviously didn't.
Right. Are they doing a show for the other cops in the precinct? But at the same time, why not just have him call in a number like that only they would know? You know what I mean? And like, also, why make a big show?
Or you just have, you had all this time to plan this out, and you obviously executed it flawlessly. Would have thought you would have had, so you could have had a fucking pager or something. You know what I mean? None of this, that phone call was completely unnecessary.
Yeah. Why release the picture that causes the impetus for him to leave the hotel, that causes her to, run off? Like, why Why do
or
any
did
of
you
that?
really think that was, or was that part of the plan that worked perfectly? And if so, did you know that the hotel manager was going to make the call? Like, it's just, to say there are plot holes is the understatement century. It is the plot is made of, it is a colander of a plot.
Yeah.
It's just holes.
It is a sieve. It holds spaghetti and nothing else.
Yeah, it's wild. But it is, I had a lot of fun watching it. 99% because of the fucking insane line deliveries, fried chicken and french fries and all this bullshit. Just fucking insane line delivery and just the most horrible overacting you've ever seen. So if you like Troll 2, it is certainly a much, although there are a couple like grotesque scenes in Troll 2, there's certainly all of the sexual assault stuff. Like, you got to have a stomach for that. It's a little rough in that sense. But if you like just, the stupidness and the horrible, oh my God, the type of stuff of Troll 2, you're going to fucking appreciate the insane line deliveries in this movie too.
Yeah. All the push-ins for close-ups and just like the sweatiness of Axel, like he's shiny at all points.
Oh, he's so sweaty.
Yeah.
I was molested in a little boy's room. Like that line is almost worth the price of admission. All right. Well, guys, that was Night Killer, the killer who only comes in the day, what the fuck is this guy's problem? From 1990. So it is on Tubi. It is on fucking YouTube. It is on Internet Archive. Do not pay to see this movie.
No.
There are 100 places to see it for free, and you can put in the background and half pay attention, and have a fun experience. So do not try to follow the plot. It is a disaster. There's no sense in it. You're just here for the absolutely insane, stupid line deliveries and crazy melodramatic overacting. That's about it. That's about it.
Yep. Just a real masterclass in what not to do if you're ever on camera.
Yeah. Yep. Precisely. So, well, that was our punishment for August. And just a reminder, we're going to be talking a whole lot more. We have we got an extra Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here in August. Do you want to tell the Boils and Ghouls what our extra episode is going to be?
Yes, everybody, get yourselves ready because next Monday we'll be talking about Carousel 4.
Oh, we've talked about Carousel 1. We've talked about Carousel 2. Did we talk about Carousel 3?
We did not talk about Carousel 3 because I believe that we talked about other films because we talked about Shingles. And
we talked about Shingles and we talked about the Amityville Christmas Vacation.
Right. And
yeah.
What was the other one? What was the most recent one that we talked about?
I remember Shingles. I don't know. I'm blanking right now. But
okay.
we are going to have our old pal, Premium Steve, is going to come back, director of the Carousel franchise, to talk about the most recent edition of the franchise, which is the fourth one. When does it come out? What's the availability of this movie, just in case folks want to be able to see it beforehand?
So you can watch it now for $3 on Amazon, or for that same $3, you can subscribe to his Patreon, and it also unlocks all his other movies. So
yeah, and I should say we always call him Premium Steve, our buddy Premium Steve, Steve Rudzinski, director, Fangoria Chainsaw Award winner, and just an all around excellent dude, and really great fun filmmaker that we've had on the show many times. But it feels like it's been a long time, so we're excited to have Premium Steve back to talk about Carousel. So yeah, if you want to go check out his his website. I think it's
Steve Buster. SteveBuster.com.
I knew. Yes, it was right there. SteveBuster.com. You can get access to all of his movies there. Otherwise, they are streaming out there on various platforms. The Carousel franchise is really fun, and I need to go watch the third one before we talk about the fourth one. So I admittedly have not done that yet. So do that this week, and we'll talk to Premium Steve next week, and then we will probably by that point be able to talk about our guest for September Showdown and Horniest Horror, which we will also be announcing movies pretty darn soon for. So if you've got suggestions for horny horror movies that we should consider, send them our way on the social medias. Like I say, you can send us an email, halloweensforeverpod@gmail.com if you want to, because we're going to be making some picks and talking about some sexy, sleazy, horny horror in September. And then right around the corner, we'll have our Wheel-O-Ween coming up in October, which we look forward to every damn month, or I'm sorry, every damn year. I wish it was every month, but no, every year. And if you have suggestions for movies, we'll probably be doing a refresh of the Wheel-O-Ween, adding a bunch. I know I already started a list of a bunch of new Halloween genre films, but it's not all horror. There's some kids movies on there. There's a bunch of wacky shit on there. The Wheel-O-Ween is as diverse as she is cruel. So if you've got suggestions to add for movies on the Wheel-O-Ween, or even specials, I think we even have some TV shows, Halloween specials and things on there. Send those our way as well, and we'll get that updated before we spin that some bitch in September in preparation for October. All right. Anything else we should mention before we wrap up this here long ass minisode?
Curtains for Christmas was the last Steve Radzinski film we talked about.
Yes. Yep. That was a fun one as well. Go check those out. They're a lot of fun. A lot of heart. Very charming. All his movies. I always appreciate that about him. All right. Well, if that's the only thing, for the Halloween's Forever crew, I'm Brian.
And I'm easier to swallow than a drumstick.
Fried chicken and french fries. All right, see you later, bye.
Nothing does it to me like fried chicken.